Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. Welcome to the Unstuck series. I'm going to be covering multiple different ways that we can cause ourselves to get stuck and tips on how to get unstuck. Today, I have 4 tips for you on how to get unstuck through releasing judgment. Oftentimes, the answers that we seek are right under our noses and we don't even realize it. It is so easy to get stuck in life and not realize, how did I get here? Or what is keeping me here? I remember being stuck in a toxic relationship, and I felt like I was doing everything right in life that should have prevented me from 1, getting into that situation, or 2, helped me get out of it right away. But for some reason, it just kept going on and on. I was aware of my internal environment. I was cultivating positive, high vibes. I was committed to self-development and therapy and pursuing my life purpose. I thought I was doing everything right. And sometimes I meditated not once, but twice a day for 45 minutes at a time. And yet that still was not enough. I couldn't seem to escape what it seemed like was killing me. About a year before this moment, I had declared my commitment to stepping into my purpose. And I was determined to create the business of my dreams. Shortly after that declaration, I met my partner. We very quickly got married, became pregnant, and moved into the house of our dreams, all within the first year of meeting each other. Our daughter was born with a very complex digestive issue that was seemingly unresolvable. She couldn't eat from a bottle and would refuse to sleep in unfamiliar places. So because she needed to be with me, it seemed like the perfect opportunity to quit my job and pursue my life purpose while staying home with my newborn child. Little did I know how stuck this would make me feel. Between the controlling nature of my partner and the lack of family finances, I had never felt more stuck or trapped in my entire life. It seemed like there was no way out, physically or financially. After a few months, things went from bad to worse, and the energy in the house was so heavy and dense and dark that I began to have night terrors. And of course, the gaslighting was suggesting that it was my fault. And no matter how much I meditated or prayed or wished or hoped for relief or escape, nothing changed. I couldn't figure out why I was so stuck and trapped in this darkness. It wasn't until many years later of struggling and resisting against the situation that I finally understood that what we judge will continue to be persistent in our life until we heal that judgment. Judgment is just another form of resistance, and we know what we resist persists. And so where our focus goes, grows. Mark Hansen said that desiring a positive experience in and of itself is a negative experience. And the acceptance of a negative experience is a positive experience. And we know that we have to raise our vibration to be able to attract new and positive things in our life. If we are asking for escape or rescue, or we're asking for the divine to solve our problems for us, that is coming from a negative place. That is coming from a place of lack and judgment and resistance to what is. The key is loving what is. For me, what happened was things became difficult. And so I was trying to manifest an escape route instead of a purpose-driven business. I was in resistance to what was, and I was trying to create something that made me feel worthy to be rescued from abuse. The worse things got, the harder I tried. And the harder I tried, the worse things got. Aldous Huxley said, the more we try with our conscious will to do something, the less we will succeed. Proficiency and results come only to those who have learned the paradoxical art of doing and not doing, otherwise known as relaxation combined with action. It wasn't until I was able to surrender into what was and learn to love what is that I was able to break free. So how do we do that? How do we love what is? How do we release judgment and stop judging ourselves and others? Byron Katie, a beautiful, amazing woman who I love very much, teaches us in 4 steps how to love what is through her book titled Loving What Is. The first step is to identify the belief that is causing our suffering and question it. In my case, it was the belief that my partner should behave differently. He should be more kind. He should let me leave and go wherever I want. He should be kinder or softer to my son. I had so many shoulds. For you, the belief might be that life shouldn't be this hard, or world leaders should behave differently, or corporations shouldn't take so much money from the products that they sell. Once you've identified your question, ask, is this ultimately true? There is no right or wrong answer. Yes or no will work. Let's use the example of a woman who has asked her husband to put down the toilet seat, she claims, thousands of times. Her belief is that he should put the toilet seat down because I have asked thousands of times. But when she asks the question, is it ultimately true? Is there a universal law that says that he has to put the toilet seat down? No, there isn't. And so the second question is, how do we show up because of this belief? In the case of the woman in the toilet seat, maybe she's a little bit grumpy with her husband, a little bit short, a little bit snippy, a little bit bitchy even, frustratable, right? Maybe she's suppressing and boiling over with all the things that she's not addressing. And then the third question is, how would I show up without this belief? In the case of the woman with the toilet seat, maybe if she didn't care about the toilet seat, or she didn't have the belief that he should put the toilet seat down, she would be all right. Maybe nothing would bother her. She would be carefree. She would go on about her day undisturbed. And the fourth step is to ask, what is the opposite of this belief? What is the turnaround? How could I shift and change this and find new perspective? In this case, maybe the belief is, I should be the one to put the toilet seat down. I'm the one who is disturbed by it, right? The wife who is asked 1,000 times, maybe she says, maybe he doesn't have to put the toilet seat down. It'll take me 0.2 seconds to put it down. Maybe I should be the one to do it. When I'm able to finally stop judging my partner and put down these beliefs of how someone should or shouldn't behave, I'm able to soften towards them and surrender into what is, loving what is, maybe even having compassion and empathy for why someone behaves the way they do or why they show up in the way they do. No longer do I hold the resentment or the difficulty or the suffering within me because I have surrendered. And if the situation is not good for me, then from there, I can take responsibility over shifting and changing my life. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it is the judgment that keeps us stuck. It is the judgment that keeps calling in more of the situation or more of the type of person that we are in judgment towards. So let's remember, pain plus resistance equals suffering. Pain is inevitable, but we don't have to suffer. Byron Katie calls it doing the work. So these 4 steps are the work. This is how you do the work in your life to release judgment towards yourself, towards other, and towards the world. To identify our judgments, we soften into what is. Soften into compassion, empathy, surrender, flow, ease, and love, so that we can be released from the prisons that we create for ourselves. Start to challenge all of the limiting beliefs that keep you stuck. Challenge what limits your growth. You are a powerful creator, so start to choose beliefs that lead to expansion and alignment in your life. Your goal is to align with your passions, your dream, and your purpose. If you need more help with getting unstuck, check out this video with 10 more tips on how to get unstuck. I love you, soul family. I'll see you on the next one. Namaste.